All right, Mark here, cooking books, bringing info. So in the last video, I talked to you guys about the sixth sense, but I didn't really get too much into about how to cultivate the sixth sense. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about how to cultivate it. Now, just to recap, your sixth sense again is your intuition. It is your intuitive ability. It is your gut feeling. Colloquially, it's called your gut feeling, hunch, the inner nudge, and it's important for us to understand how to cultivate the sixth sense. A lot of people would believe, right, that those who have, or there's other terms for the sixth sense, ESP, extrasensory perception, intuitive ability. These are all terms for the sixth sense. But a lot of people, most people would believe that activating or having a keen sixth sense awareness is it's privilege. It's exclusive to those who are gifted, right? You got people who pay money to go to people who read tarot cards, read your palm readers, and all that nonsense, right? Well, it's not nonsense, but you have because that stuff do exist. But you would pay people to do this for you. And here's the thing, folks: all of us, without exception, if you're human, if you have biotic life, you have the ability to tap into what they call ESP, extrasensory perception, intuitive ability. Colloquially, it's known again as your gut feeling. Your sixth sense is, again, it's the antenna to higher dimensions where you can receive information. Put it like this: our five senses. I'm just going to recap. Our five senses are relegated to a specific vibratory rate. Let me give you an example. Let's say we have levels of 14. There's 14 levels, right? Each level represents a dimension or a state of consciousness. 7 is the medium. Every human being, without exception, would be fixed on the okay, boo boo. Every human being would be fixed on the seventh plane, meaning all of our five senses are fixated upon that seventh plane. So everything that goes on, every function, every operation, every information, everything that goes on the seventh plane, every human being will have access to, right? Stay with me on this illustration. Your sixth sense allows you to tap into what is above, okay, what is above number 7 and what is below number 7. Hold on, boo boo. Shh. Daddy's making a video. Your sixth, Daddy's sharing wisdom with the people, okay? You want to share wisdom with the people? Yeah. Okay. Your sixth sense, excuse me, yeah, your sixth sense or your extrasensory perception, right? Your sixth sense will allow you to be able to perceive or to interpret or to collect data which is above the seventh plane and below the seventh plane. The reason for that is your five senses, again, are fixed and limited to just that seventh, which is the medium plane. Your sixth sense is able to go above the seventh plane and below the seventh plane and tap into those vibratory rates or vibratory frequencies. So those frequencies above 7 and below 7, which is the rate of vibration, your sixth sense will allow you to have access to. Whereas the common and everyone else would only have access to that 7 state or that 7 plane or that 7 level of information. Because every energy patterns that are that are in frequency, every energy pattern which is data, your sixth sense will allow you to be able to translate, to interpret, and to make better choices, find answers and solutions for your life. Because we all want more out of life. We all need guidance. We all need to know where we're going, and that's what the sixth sense does. It allows you to tap into vibratory rates that are at, above, and below the rate of vibration. In Maya's illustration, we use the number 7 as the medium, 14 being the highest point, and 1 being the lowest, and all things in between. So again, now how do you cultivate your sixth sense? It's very simple. Close your eyes and shut down brain activity. Your brain is physical. Therefore, your brain interacts with your five senses. Your five senses are physical and all things pertaining to the physical realm in which we exist. If you want to be able to cultivate your sixth sense, shut your eyes. Decrease brain activity, and that will enhance intuitive abilities. By decreasing brain activity, you heard me right, you increase intuitive capacity, you expand your intuitive capacity and increase your intuition and extrasensory perception abilities. And the reason for that, again, once you shut down or decrease brain activity, and how do you decrease brain activity and eye activity and nose and you know your five senses? How do you decrease meditation? When we go into meditation, you are actually tapping into these higher realms and higher dimensions, and you are actually pulling from these realms, energy patterns that are not otherwise accessible by your five senses. So again, to cultivate your sixth sense, you practice a tremendous amount of meditation. That's one way. Another way is to expose yourself to circumstances, people, situations, places, and pay very close attention to how you feel, not how you think, not what you see, not what you hear. Pay attention to your feelings. Your feelings when you interact with people will never lie to you. Your feelings will be your guidance. They will be your answer. They will be the solution. Pay attention to how you feel. And then thirdly, pay attention to what circumstances gend up those feelings. Okay. Pay attention to the people or the kind of people that gend up certain kinds of feelings that you have. So pay attention to your feelings and pay attention to the circumstances, the conditions, the environment, the people. What were you doing that ginned up those feelings? And the whole purpose of this whole thing is, again, we all want more out of life. We all are looking, everyone's looking for guidance in some way, shape, or form. We all have choices and decisions to make. We're sometimes caught in a rock and a hard place betwixt two opinions, not knowing which way to go. So cultivating your sixth sense, again, will uh, answer a lot of these questions and choices and decisions we have to make, which will bring favorable and desirable outcomes in our lives. So next time, y'all know what I'm doing: cooking books and sharing info. Say bye. Say peace. Say bye, everybody.